Flipmas season continues as Kenny Minchey, who has just recently decommitted from Pitt, has now committed to Notre Dame. This is a big get for Marcus Freeman and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, one of the top quarterbacks in the 2023 class. And they still have CJ Carr coming in the 2024 class. But what does this mean for the Fighting Irish's offense moving forward with some of the other recruits that they have brought in, and what this offense could possibly look like as early as next season? As always, let's start with Kenny Minchey. He is listed at 6'2", 6'1", 215 pounds. He is an extremely sound and technically sound quarterback. Very good pocket passer. He delivers the ball with velocity and anticipation to all three levels. He navigates the pocket well and stands tough against the pass rush. He will stand there and take hits and deliver the ball down the field. He does have the ability to buy time and throw off platform and from multiple arm angles when needed. Has some very nice touch throws in the middle of the field and getting that ball up and over that linebacker in the middle of the field, and does have some decent velocity in the short area. While Minchey can stretch the field, some of his long passes seem to be those long arching throws and maybe lack a little bit of that velocity you'd like to see. That has improved some in his senior season. While I don't think that it affects him too much throwing the ball, he does at times have a sidearm delivery that I just personally am not a massive fan of. That all being said, he's currently my QB6 in this class. That's how big of a get this is for Notre Dame. We know that they've got some quarterbacks already there. Drew Pine still technically has a year left of eligibility. Ty Buckner coming back next year from an injury, who I think, if we're being honest, showed some issues throwing the ball. We knew he was an incredible athlete and could run the ball, did that extremely well in high school, but we wanted to see him progress throwing the ball. We didn't get a chance to see a lot of that. Now it was a limited sample size as he ended up getting hurt very early on this year. They also have Stephen Jelly coming in, as a freshman, who was a 4-star as well. We had him rated as our QB 30 in the class. Right now, overall, Minchey is our QB 6. So we are very high on Minchey. We think he's going to be very good in what is, in my opinion, already a very good quarterback class. If you go through and look at the consensus rankings throughout the 3 sites, the 4 major recruiting sites, On3 has them as a 4-star, their QB 17. 24/7 Sports, a 4-star, their QB 12. Rivals has him as QB 14, but is a 3-star. And then ESPN has him as their QB 5 and a 4-star. So he is very highly regarded, top 20 by all 3 sites. Again, top 5 for ESPN. He is going to be a very good player. On top of that, Marcus Freeman and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish have done a very good job recruiting around him. Now, Lorenzo Styles, Dion Colsey, they will technically be juniors next year in his freshman season. I don't know that either one of those guys comes back. I think it's possible. And the fact that neither one has probably played themselves into high-end draft capital yet. I do think Lorenzo Styles can get there. A lot of that has been talked about throughout campus to camp throughout the offseason. We don't need to bring that back up, but we do really believe in Lorenzo Styles and his ability to not only dominate at the college level, but then move on and play in the NFL. So maybe he stays for his senior year. Tobias Merriweather is a wide receiver that a lot of people are very high on coming in. He's shown a couple flashes here and there. He will have progressed into being a sophomore and then obviously a junior, and likely Minchey's first starting year, we will assume he would start as a sophomore. But even if he starts as a freshman, they have Rico Flores, Jaden Greathouse, and Braylon James, all 3 4-stars coming in. Flores 6'1", 190, Greathouse 6'2", 215, and Braylon James 6'2", 185. Flores and James we have ranked in the middle tier of this wide receiver class. We're not quite as high on those guys, but Jaden Greathouse is a top 5 wide receiver for all of us. Now, he may not be listed that way by some of the services, but we absolutely love him. Coming out of Westlake, Texas, we think he could dominate. If he is able to get out there and start as a true freshman, paired with Kenny Minchey, who I do think does have a shot to start as a freshman for Notre Dame with what Marcus Freeman and that team wants to do, I think it could be just stock up, just rocket ship emoji up for Kenny Minchey. Again, Jaden Greathouse and Minchey together, I think going to be a great pairing for at least 2 years, because I think Minchey at least starts by his sophomore season. But I would think by veteran deference and Buckner knowing the offense, probably gets that first shot and that first crack next year. Regardless, Kenny Minchey is exactly the type of quarterback that I think Tommy Reese and Marcus Freeman have been looking for, and they were able to flip him from Pitt and steal him in this class, building out what is already a very good class. And we have not even hit early signing day or national signing day. I imagine they'll flip a couple others. Congratulations to the Fighting Irish and landing a top quarterback, at least per campus to Canton. If you like this kind of content, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel below. And if you want to check out any of our stuff, we've got links to everything in the description below. Of course, our CFF guide, our Devy guide, and our freshman supplemental guide, all of which will have volume 2s coming out later or early next year. Thank you guys so much. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.